Farming represents the top job group for migrant workers. About 46% of U.S. immigrants work in the farming industry. That's according to the Pew Research Center. Because of COVID-19 concerns, though, President Trump signed an order this week that will temporarily ban migrants from seeking permanent residency. News 8 Now's Tyler Jobe explains the impact of this news locally.
Temporary workers migrating to the U.S. won't be affected by President Trump's new executive order. But one local dairy farmer says that doesn't mean Wisconsin farming won't take a hit.
A bunch of those workers have to go back, let's say today or tomorrow. Something like this could certainly hurt them as far as getting the seed in the ground, which then means later in the year we don't have a crop to harvest.
Wisconsin Farmers Union President Darren Von Ruden says 52% of dairy produced in the state is done by immigrants.
If we take away, even 20% of that labor force, that's a big chunk of the produce that might not get produced for the consumer.
UW-Madison Director of Dairy Policy Analysis Mark Stevenson says only a small portion of migrant farmers are permanent citizens.
That's not the majority of the workers that we have on our agricultural operations.
Therefore, most farms will still be able to work around the temporary ban.
Nevertheless, I think that we'll probably continue to see there's an adequate supply.
Von Ruden says only about 1% of members in the Farmers Union are migrants. Other state organizations have a higher amount.
Dairy Business Association in Wisconsin represents kind of the larger sector, larger farms in dairy. Their members would probably be 70, 80, or maybe even 90% have immigrant labor working on their farms.
With not as many migrant workers on the farm now, Von Ruden says life will not only be stressful for the workers, but the animals too.
The animals are like humans. We like to interact with people that we know and trust.
In Westby, Tyler Jobe, News 8 Now.
According to the state's Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Protection, Wisconsin has more than 7,000 dairy farms. That's more than any other state in the country.